Hello, everybody. My name is Brandy Bonner. I'm a best-selling author, coach, and speaker, and I'm here today to share with you my number one success tool, goal setting. Did you know that only 5% of the world actually write their goals down? And yet, the wealthy 1%, they attribute their success and their wealth to having written goals. So you can see it's essential to have specific goals in order to be successful. Would you agree? So, how many of you in this room actually have your goals written down? Let me see your hands. Great job. Awesome. Well, it looks like more than 5% of us have written goals. Great job, everybody. So, we're going to hop right into the SMART goal system. And the SMART goal system is a technique that's used to build confidence and a commitment to accomplishing one's goals. So, are you ready? You can turn to page 2 in your packet and you will find the SMART goal system there listed out. And you can work through it with us on this goal that we're going to use today. And then I left space for you to be able to do 3 or 4 more goals using this system because I'm pretty sure you're going to like it a lot and it's going to be very helpful for you. So, what's the number one goal that people generally set on December the 31st? They call them resolutions. What's the number one goal they set for on December 31st? Lose weight or be more healthy. That comes up every year for almost everybody, right? So we're going to use that goal today. We're going to see how we can turn it into not just a resolution, but an actual no-fail goal. All right, so I've made some alterations to the system. You can Google the system. You can look the system up on Google as the SMART goals. But I've made some alterations to ensure application for myself and for my clients. So we'll start here. We'll start with S. S is for specific. And I'm going to use my notes just so I can make sure that I tell you exactly what it is that we need to know. So for specific, the question is, what exactly do you want? What exactly are you trying to accomplish? And I believe that you should answer the questions who, what, when, where, how, and why. That all of those questions should be answered by the time you're finished with S. Okay, so we are going to use, again, we're going to use the goal of losing weight. So this is what we're going to say. We're going to develop a healthy body through, so we're no longer just trying to lose weight, but we're going to develop a healthy body through exercising 5 times a week at XYZ gym at from 4 to 5 p.m. wearing our Nike tennis shoes with our pink Nike tennis shoes with the black stripe and our pink and black workout outfit that we bought from Target. Sounds specific enough? You think you can accomplish that goal with just knowing exactly what you want, exactly where you're going to be, exactly how you're going to get it done? Now that is some successful planning right there. All right. And so then we move on to M is for measurability or measurable. So, and what you answer with measurable is how will you know you're on track? How will you know if you're accomplishing the goal? So one of the things I think about with that is when we were kids, we used to play the game hot and cold. Does everybody remember that game? So somebody would hide something and then you would have to go out and see if you could find it. And if you were close to it, they would say that you were warm. But if you weren't close, they say, oh, you're cold. And then the closer you got, they say, oh, you're getting warmer, you're warmer. And what you really wanted to hear is that you're sizzling hot, right? So you want to be sizzling hot on your goal. So you have to have some ways to measure that. So what's a way that we typically measure healthy or losing weight? Yes, by the scale. That's how most people tend to do it. So we can say that we're going to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week, right? And we would be able to see that on the scale. Another way that people might try to monitor their weight loss is through their clothes and how their clothes are fitting. So we could say that we are going to lose 2 dress sizes in 1 month. So you have your scale and you have your dress size. Those are ways that we're going to measure whether or not we're cold or we're sizzling hot, right? So we've got our measurability here, and then we're going to go down to A. So in the original system, A was for attainability. And I didn't really like that word because I believe that if you can believe it, I believe if you can dream it, then it is attainable. You need not waste your time trying to figure out whether or not you can attain it. You just need to take the proper action steps. And the action steps is what holds the whole system together. It can either cause you to fail or to succeed. So action steps. What are the necessary action steps that we need to develop this healthy body and this healthy lifestyle? What are some of the action steps? We might need to go to the doctor, right? Or see a nutritionist. We will need to get the gym membership. Set up babysitting maybe. What are some other action steps that we might need to take? We may need to, we got to go get those clothes that we were going to wear. So whatever the action steps you need to make sure that you have plenty of them, whatever amount that it takes to accomplish the specific goal. And then your action steps, they become your daily to-do list. So every day you get up and you're working on your goals because you're doing these action steps, right? So then the next word the next letter we came to is R. And originally the word was realistic. And again, I didn't really like that word because if you can believe it, then you can bring it into reality. If you can dream it, you can bring it into reality. No need to waste your time on whether or not it's a reality if you can simply dream it. So I changed the word to resources. And resources is one of my favorite words. And I learned this word from the Tony Robbins team. I had a coaching session with them, and the gentleman called me on the phone, and I was explaining my story, and he was asking me why wasn't I successful, and I told him I didn't have money, and I didn't have this, and I didn't have that, and he told me, he said, it is not your lack of resources, but it is your lack of resourcefulness. Take that in for a minute. That it's not your lack of resources, but it's your inability to be resourceful. So he began to explain what that meant to me, that the earth is filled up with resources, that everything that you need is in the earth realm somewhere. And if you're in a business, somewhere somebody has what you need, correct? Or somebody has done it before. So maybe the resources in you. Maybe it's in asking for help for someone. Maybe it's in going to a new class or learning a new skill, or maybe it's simply in nature. But wherever it is, the resource actually exists. So whatever your specific goal is, you need to determine what resources do I need to accomplish this goal. So what resources do we need to lose weight? So we know we talked about the scale. So we would need a scale. We would need maybe the doctor, the babysitter, our clothes, probably maybe accountability partner or a workout partner. Those are good, healthy food. So whatever the resources are, and really think about that. What are the things that you need to accomplish this goal? So you make sure you write them down here. So you've got what you really want, how you're going to measure it, specific steps you're going to take, what the resources are that you need, and now T, timely. When are you going to get it done? How long is it going to take? So some people are just average and they go along and they can set maybe longer term goals because they're just kind of, wallowing along, but they kind of know where they want to go. And then there's other people that they like to be on an accelerated path. And that's more my style. And they call these like 90-day slaves or the 90-day year. And so I call my company Miles and Minutes Consulting because I like to go fast. I wrote a book and published it all in 1 month's time, where it generally takes people 6 months to a year. But that's just the kind of person I am. You need to know, what kind of person are you? Do you want to go fast? Do you want to go medium, or do you want to go slow? And then set your timeline accordingly. It's your life. You do what you want to do. So you can, for this goal, we can say that we are going to lose weight, do what we said in this specific part, and we're going to do that by March the 31st, 2017, by 2:45 in the afternoon. Specific enough timeline? Absolutely. So what happens when you get there? If you get there and you've accomplished it, yay, hooray for you. But if you get there and you haven't, still yay, hooray for you, because you're going to be so much further along, because you're going to been taking action steps this whole time, and you're going to know exactly what else you need to do to complete this goal. So does this system make sense to you? Do you think that it could be helpful in making you more productive and more successful? It really has done that in my life. So we're going to bring this to a conclusion. I want to share with you my 5 tools for successful living. And being a life coach, I'm all about successful living. So number 1, self-confidence. Whether that's personally or professionally, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe you can do the job. You have to believe that you can accomplish anything. You must believe in yourself first and foremost. Number 2, daily habits. And this applies to business. It is essential that you exercise, not just to lose weight, but the endorphins that you produce and the adrenaline you produce also helps with the clarity of being able to think, and meditation, being able to focus on your higher self and being able to focus on what it is that you want and what it is that you need to do to accomplish that. Reading and listening, that's a huge one. Making sure that every day that you're reading or you're listening to something that's motivational, inspirational, and something where you're learning. One of the most helpful things to me was to be able to, when I wake up in the morning, to be able to turn on, whether that was Tony Robbins or Lisa Nichols, and turn on somebody. And a lot of the times after I got down the road, they were just letting me know you're on the right track. Or sometimes I would hear it and say, oh yeah, I forgot that. Let me try that. So reading and listening every day, and gratitude. Have an attitude of gratitude. If you're thankful, the more you're thankful for, the more you'll receive. It's really just that simple. And it's hard to be unhappy and depressed when you're grateful, right? Number 3, having clear goals. It's essential to have clear goals and review them every day. And obviously we just went through goal setting. So, and review them every day, 3 times a day, preferably. Morning, afternoon, and night. And that's why I ask you, where do you have these goals posted? You should have them on your computer, and your phone, and at work, and in the bathroom, and in your room. You should have them everywhere so that you would become inundated with it. That it's no longer just a goal. It's no longer just about what it is that you want to accomplish it, but you are that. You are that new thing. You're already a healthy body. You're just walking and living it out. That's what reviewing your goals every day does for you. And you can find that in the Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill. He talks about having a goal card. And I carried my goal card. When I first started this journey, I carried the goal card in my pocket. I had one in my purse. There was one in the car. They're all over the walls, everywhere. There's still flip charts all over the place because I'm constantly reminding myself of what it is I want to accomplish. And that works professionally and personally. So, and having a never give up attitude, and I spelled it wrong on purpose. I spelled it with an add. You should always be thinking about the increase. You should always have the mindset that more is coming, that the glass is half full versus the glass is half empty, because you get what you think about. If you think about success, if you think about productivity, that's what you'll get. But if you show up at work and you show up in your business and you're like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that, then you'll find more things that you don't have. Versus if you show up and you're a resourceful person and you got your measurability in place and all of these things, and you know what you really want, well, you've got exactly what you need to never give up on yourself. And finally, a community of support, of mentors and coaches. And so this was of great value to me. It's a value personally and professionally, that you should have people, because they say that success leaves clues, right? And that you don't have to constantly reinvent the wheel. So you should continue to look and find what have people done in your field, what have people done in your position and the things that you're passionate about that have caused them to be successful. And then you take what they've done and you make it personal for yourself. So always have mentors and people who support you. And finally, I'll share with you my favorite quote. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. By Greg S. Reed. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and go and have a prosperous life.